Hello, and this is the 2016 Lincoln MKX. Now, what is the Lincoln MKX? I think you're wondering, because I'm wondering what is the Lincoln MKX. Actually, this is the luxury version of the Ford Edge. It's all new, they claim, for this year. It's got the typical family Lincoln styling now, so it's hard to tell a little bit from the other cars, but it's got a substantial presence. It does look the part. 21-inch rims on the front there, and it has LED lights all around there. It's got a load of stuff. Now, the other thing is that my colleague looked at this car earlier and he looked at the back and he said, oh, you've only got the 2.7. Pay attention. This is going to get very confusing. This car is the 2.7. This is actually the range topper. The range starts with the 3.7. 3.7 V6 is the entry-level model, comes in front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. The range topper is this one, with the 2.7 comes in all-wheel drive. The entry-level 3.7 is a 308 brake horsepower motor. This is an EcoBoost motor, which gives you 346 brake horsepower, and that gives you fairly decent performance. I mean, more importantly than that, I should give you the torque figures. 280 pounds-foot of torque for the 3.7 and 400 pounds-foot of torque for this car. That'll give you 0 to 100 an estimated 6.3 seconds and a top speed of 214 kilometers per hour. All-wheel drive, like I said, this one's 6-speed automatic. It has active suspension and it has electric variable steering wheel as well. So let's have a quick look around this car. Let's start with, as usual, the boot. So I can open the boot with the key. I just click there twice and it should open it. It's also got remote start on this, but I should also be able to open it like this. There you go. Fairly spacious boot, quite deep, quite wide. Buttons over here to lower the seats and stuff like that. An underfloor compartment here, which has got, quite a bit of space around the wheel there, and also some bits and pieces down there. So all very, very practical. Split folding rear seats, of course. Now, talking of the rear seats, I'll need to get in the back and see how much space there is. Let's do that next. Here we go inside the rear of the Lincoln MKX, and plenty of room. This seat, of course, is set for me. In fact, I think it's actually reclined, because that's what it does when you get out of the car and switch off. It goes into a rear position to make ingress and egress easier. So actually, even with the reclined position, I have very good room for my feet, no issues at all. Decent room, slightly digging into my shins there, but again, the seat is in its rearmost position. Plenty of room for my knee. My headroom, okay, I can slightly brushing the top of my head there, but otherwise not too bad. Headrests are good there. We've got a central armrest with cup holders. We have 2 AC vents here, and we have a normal power supply and a 3-pin power supply as well. I like these little speakers, they're very nice. It's got the Revel audio system in this car. Apparently that's the first time they've put their system into a car. 13 speakers, I think, on this one. Very nice, and yeah, pretty comfortable back here. Next thing to do, of course, is drive. Right, so first things first, let's start it up. There's a starter button here, and you can see it all comes on there. Lincoln, it tells you what you're in, and you get a nice big screen there, nice big display here. Now, as this comes on, I just want to quickly show you, so we've got loads of buttons on the steering here. This one is for cruise control over here, and it's got active cruise control, so you can set the distances from there. And this one is for the volume control and phone and also voice control. So, for example, I can click that.
Please say a command.
Radio.
Radio. Say a frequency or preset.
103.8.
Tuning to FM 103.8.
There you go, so it's as easy as that. So you jump in the car and you can actually tell her what to do. I'm going to turn that down. 103.8, of course, is Dubai, where you can hear us every Monday night live on the radio. We answer your questions. Now, so these buttons here, they control the displays. So let me just show you, scroll through that. So there's the trip meters. We'll go back, trip fuel economy, driver assist. Now, driver assist modes, you've got traction, you've got bliss, cross traffic alert. All of these are good. It's got a load of safety features. Bliss, of course, is blind spot alert. Cross traffic alert is when you're reversing out and somebody's passing, it alerts you to that fact. Of course, it's got traction control, tire monitor. It's got all-wheel drive, lane keeping assist. Now, lane keeping assist is quite interesting. It's got it's got both alert and it's got that thing where the steering fights you, and you can actually pick the intensity of this. So it will, how intense do you want that fight to be? Now I had it on normal, as you can see, and it was actually quite intense, and to the point where I actually had to turn it off because it was just annoying me. And you can do that through here, so I just put it onto alert instead of alert and age, so that's quite handy. So that's all in there, and that's what there's all the settings and everything like that. And on the other side, we can not do much actually. Oh, okay, maybe that doesn't operate that, but there was a way of operating the center screen which I have momentarily forgotten now, but there you go. That just gives you the alert warnings and stuff like that. And here we go, there it is. So now you can affect the center screen. There you got an option of entertainment, compass, which I had it on, or the phone. Now I'll put it back on the compass because I don't need other stuff. Now I would like to see the speedometer there. I'd like them to put the speedometer. A lot of cars have digital speedometers now. I know you get the analog speedometer, but it would be good to have the option of putting the digital display there in the middle as well. That would be helpful. Otherwise, nice clean instrument panel, very good, all very intuitive. Down here, I just want to show you under here. Look, there's tons of room under here. I was talking about storage room in these cars. There's tons of this big old tray underneath the center console there. Of course, you know, we've got these deep pockets in the doors as well. We also have a compartment here with a tray. Open the tray. There's a pretty deep cubby box there with a USB and a slot for your coins and stuff like that. And again, like I said, there's that tray on top, which is quite handy. Over here you have another compartment, again with a USB and an SD card, two cup holders, an ashtray, you can remove that, and that's a cup holder. That's also quite deep and useful. So very practical, a lot of space, a lot of comfort. Big old screen there, no gear lever, no gear knob or gear lever. That's because you got buttons. This is a Lincoln thing. You got sports mode as well, drive, neutral, reverse and park. You got buttons down here. You got the camera, so you hit the camera, which is nice to have that button so you can get straight to the camera, and it gives you 360 degrees. A little camera pops out the grill at the front, and where the logo is, it comes out to give you the front view, and you can scroll through the different views that you have the option of looking at to help you. Full entertainment system, phone, information, climate, everything as usual. All very nice, very easy to use. All of this is good. This is actually improved. It's a lot better now. It's based on the Ford Sync system, but it's getting a lot better. Great sound system. One thing I will say, in Ford Lincoln, they still have the thing where you have to press and hold that to get the nav, which eventually pops up, and you know, it doesn't quite look like it's part of the system. I think this is for this market, and really I'd like to see that integrated a little bit better. But otherwise, all very good. Good AC, stereo's pretty good. I turn that off, we don't need that anymore. Put that down there, and let's get rid of anything else I need to tell you. I think I pretty much mentioned everything that's on there. I think I did, yeah. And let's just get seatbelt on. We'll get underway. Now, as I said earlier, beware of the confusion. This is the top of the range car because it is the one. What was that little beep there? I don't know. There was a little beep there. It's a problem with modern cars. They always beep and do things, and you're always wondering, like, what is that beep? What is that? What is actually going on? So let's just try an acceleration run, because this is 0 to 100. I reckon I got a 0 to 60 miles per hour in 6 seconds, and I think this is probably 6.3. And that's hot. It moves. That's a normal mode. That's in drive mode, you know. And I'm doing 100 already, so that's already 100 there. So actually, it's pretty perky off the line. It will get up and go. And the other thing to note about it, immediately, one thing that we notice is that, considering the fact that it's got 21-inch rims on this, which are fairly big, and they do sort of fit the design of the car, the ride is actually quite nice. Again, it's got active suspension, and very nice. What it doesn't do very well maybe is this. So as you can see, chuck it into the corner and you've got your understeer. It runs wide a little bit, it's tire squirrel a little bit, you know, but it's not, let's be fair, it's not really meant for that sort of thing. It's not meant for that. It's not meant to attack corners. It is a big, comfy, luxury SUV, family SUV, and what it does do is gives you great straight line performance, a lot of comfort, a lot of kit. And as you can see now, we're cruising along very smoothly. I've cruised this car at some speed, and you know, on the motorway it's precise, it's exactly as you want it to be. The cruise control works very well, I noticed on there, and none of this sort of abrupt on and off. It's quite intelligent and seems to adapt very well to the road conditions. It does give you warnings and things like that, you know, when you're too close. It has pre-collision or post-collision braking or pre-collision braking, so it will brake by itself if it realizes that you haven't realized that there's an obstacle in front of you, and it's got pedestrian detection as well. So a ton of safety care, a ton of safety features. Sounds all right too. Listen to that. Not bad, eh? You know, and again through this corner, brakes are good. You can just set it up on the brakes a little bit. Very, very nice. It just needs to set up on the brakes, but you know, and it does lean, it does roll, but the grip is there. The grip is there. It'll certainly do that bit. So there you have it, Lincoln MKX, luxury Ford Edge. It's very good. Did I give you the prices? I'm not sure that I did. That's probably the one thing that was missing. So what I'll do is I'll just pull up here and I'll give you the prices as the final bit of information really that you need on this car. Like I said, this is the range topping car, but the range itself starts with 3.7 front wheel drive, and that will set you back 175,000 dirhams, which is about $48,000. There's a mid-spec one, which again is the 3.7 but with all-wheel drive. That's about, I think it's 215,000 dirhams. This car is the range topper at 255,000 dirhams. This is the 2.7 all-wheel drive, and that's about just under $70,000. So do check it out, well worth having a look at. Go down to Ford and Lincoln showrooms and go check out this car, and let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Please do check us out as well. Check us out on motoringme.com. Find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Just search for Motoring Middle East. Same goes for YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube, please just subscribe and tell all your friends. Thanks so much for watching. Until the next one. Sound check for review on Lincoln MKX. This is a line, could be from a movie or a TV show. You want the truth? You want the truth? You can't handle the truth!